Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Horns and Hooves. Taylor is busy. She's doing her own AIing and doing it herself. So she is actually out putting cedars in by herself today. So she's not going to make it on, but I am here with some incredible guests from Remark-Able Ranch. They are a 501c3 nonprofit. They have a great story, and so we're gonna talk to them a little bit about it. I don't know all of it. I have read their social media, and I'm excited to talk to them today. So, can you guys share your names and where you're from and how you got started?
Certainly. So I'm Luann Kramer. This is my husband, Mike.
Mike, hi.
And my daughter, Brianna. Hi. Say hello. Hello. So we are the Kramers. And silly as this sounds, when my kids were little, they really enjoyed doing funny things like spelling words backwards and trying to pronounce things backwards. And so Kramer backwards is the word remark. And
I
so
like it.
we always thought it would be funny to have one of our businesses have the word remark in it. And so that's where we got Remark-Able. Able is just the stressing abilities instead of disabilities. So our nonprofit is using our favorite animal. At least she and I, we have a favorite cow, which is the Highland cow, and the docile cattle that Highlands are, to work with folks with different challenges. And so we have programs, we provide free programs for folks, all over, not just, we're from Indiana. We're from a little town, Greenfield, that's east of Indianapolis, Indiana. And we provide services and programs for folks with different levels of disabilities and challenges. We also then expanded into mental health programs, and we got special insurance and things to be able to take our smaller calves to long-term living facilities. So we
Wow.
do things with folks with all different kinds of challenges. And I would kind of like to introduce why we do that.
That
I
would be
just don't want to,
awesome.
I don't want to just take over and,
You
start
take over. I'm
a
good with that.
soliloquy, but let me go ahead and
You go
explain
for it.
why we're doing this. It's just a mission that is dear to my heart and my husband's, and it really has to do with this dear person here next to me. So we have two kids. My son Brent, who, gosh, from the moment he was born, he did lots of great things. He got great grades and everything. But when things came hard to him, he would give up. He'd get mad and give up. And this young lady here, she has lots of challenges. She's, how old are you? 28?
28, yeah.
So she's
28,
28.
yeah.
And she still is learning to improve reading and writing. To this day, she doesn't quit. She never quits. She always has a smile. She makes friends like you wouldn't believe. I have stories to tell you about some people that you have in common that are friends. You two
Wow.
actually have a common friend, I think.
Okay.
But in any case, we'll get to the bottom
We'll
of
get
that.
to that.
Yes, but she makes friends like you wouldn't believe all over the place. Oklahoma, Missouri, especially through the Highlands, but through the Highland cattle,
Mm-hmm.
she makes a lot of friends that way. But so she's this beautiful being. She never quits. And so she's still struggling with all those kinds of things. She went through high school, all through school. She played volleyball, basketball, what else?
Tennis.
Oh, tennis. She lettered in doubles tennis. All
Softball.
Yeah.
She played softball. She never gave up on anything. She learned all of these things without reading or writing. As long as somebody could keep the score, she did great. She enjoyed life. She had lots of friends. What am I mean? I make it sound like it's past tense. She still enjoys life. But what happens when she got out of high school, there just wasn't as much to do. And so she would go to some programs for young adults to enjoy things. And they did a lot of crafting and things, but it was all inside. And so we decided that when things calmed down for us, especially when we got to the point of retirement, that we would start having some of her friends and some of these groups that she does a lot of crafting and inside things, would have them out to our farm. And we do some things that were outside. And she and I took a trip to Scotland at about the same time that he retired. And he's been a cattleman for, I don't know, forever. I mean, how many years were you?
Grew up with it.
He
Grew up raising Hereford with at my mom and dad's place.
dairy cattle, worked at, we both worked at a pharmaceutical company, but he worked on the animal side. He's probably had to help deliver dairy cattle, hundreds and hundreds of them, does all kinds of, all the medicine, everything, all that stuff that I don't know anything about. We've been married 36 years. I ignored he and his family's cows for 30 years.
Hey, this sounds really familiar.
Isn't that awful? Really?
My husband was born and raised on a dairy farm.
Okay. So we went to Scotland on a trip with friends and went into the Highlands and saw these beautiful animals, like almost fairy tale, in the mist in the Highland Mountains. We come home. I'm working from home, overlooking this beautiful front pasture. And he says, hey,
That I just got done fencing because I was going to just raise beef and sell.
they're beautiful. Anyway, so we looked at each other, she and I, and said, hey, can we get the pretty ones? And it kind of all went from there. We thought, we're just going to get maybe 6. And you're familiar with farm math?
Yeah, my husband told me I could start with 4.
How many do you have now?
214. Oh my God. They're not all Highlands, remember, but I do a lot of crossing, like I'll cross Shorthorns and I'll cross British Whites and stuff.
Well,
So they're not all, but they're, it's my girl math. He said 4. He didn't tell me where the 4 had to land. 214, close, right?
very close. See, I thought I was dead. He's going to be shaking his head about why did we do this podcast? Because I thought going from 6 to, what are we, 46 now? I thought that was bad. But gosh, those babies are cute.
They are. We had to buy new land last year. We had to buy more land.
We just started leasing more.
Did ya?
Yes. Yeah, it's a new math that we're doing.
Yeah, I had to lease my grandpa's this year too.
We're leasing the in-laws.
My parents' property connects to our property, so it makes it easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're renting my grandpa's, and he's 90. He'll be 97 in November, and he's still a barber in our small town, and he still takes care of the farm. And my aunts and my uncle, they were ready for grandpa to give up going out there and fixing fence and spraying and cutting must thistles and all of that. So my husband still takes him out there with him. Grandpa still does it all in gardens and all that, but we got to rent his 320 acres. So, but ours is not as fortunate as yours. Ours is a drive.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
All wooded pasture or what?
No, it's pretty open.
Mm-hmm. My dad will be 94 in November. November 11th, I think.
Wow.
92 and 94, his parents, and they are out every day checking our herds. The first to know when somebody's calving, they'll get us on the phone or they'll knock on our door. They are out every day. They've got a side-by-side. They've got golf carts. They are the cutest little couple. They're the best.
Oh, love it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
They're going to live forever, these guys.
You don't even have to put like those moo collars that we just talked about because you've got your own personal moo collar.
They're awesome. They're the cutest little things. And I just love them. Anyway, so we started this program because we just felt there was a need in our immediate community. And it just grew. And we also feel like we are so blessed. So I had 40 years of working in IT. And I got to pick the last 6 or 8 years, I got to pick my jobs. I got to travel where I wanted to. And, he was a pipe fitter, welder, machinist. I mean,
That's
fabricator.
what my husband does.
Nice.
Really?
This is crazy. Yeah, he owns his own welding company.
He still does it?
Yeah, he goes he was going into Tyson's in Lexington, but they closed, redoing all their machinery. Now he goes into a couple of the other places around here.
I bet ever since COVID, his salary has increased, hasn't it?
I would hope.
He has his own company, and so the most unfortunate thing is those companies don't like to pay.
I don't know. There's people coming out of welding school that just stick weld, making $40-some an hour now because our country's short 500,000 welders or something like that.
Yeah, but then we have people in our area in Nebraska, they don't want to pay for good welders. It's crazy.
So I have to ask you, I don't know what I was talking about before, but do you know Taylor Blake from Knuckle Bump Farms?
I know her.
Do you know her? Okay.
Yeah, I know who she is.
Sure. I thought maybe you were a friend of hers, but I didn't know. But so we go once a year to a CC workshop. It's called
Oh, yeah.
Cowgirl Confidence. Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
At Clayton Corner Farms. And I
Yep.
think Punk, Oklahoma. I don't know. It's in Oklahoma. We go as vendors now, but also we just sign up and go and learn again because they're always adding things. It's a wonderful conference, and we learn. We meet so many people, and it's just a great environment to go to. We have such a great time. It was one of the things that we went to very early on when we got Highlands, and I just thought it would be such a cool thing for her to experience. Well, oh my goodness, the first day that we went, we had so much fun, but we worked so hard. We went back to the Airbnb, and of course, I'm old and I went to sleep. And she stayed up half the night talking to these young women ranchers at the kitchen table. And I tease her because I'm not sure they talked about cattle.
Yes, cattle.
I think they talked about
anything and everything.
Yeah, men and other things. I don't know.
No, Mom.
But anyway, she got to meet some of the best people. I mean, there's so many good people involved with cattle and Highlands and showing. Annie Howell Cattle Company.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yes. I love Annie.
Annie's a sweetie. Yep.
We're able to show cattle in Indiana. It was just 3 years ago. They had not allowed Highlands to be shown at the state level. There's a lot of controversy about the horns and such. And oh my goodness, when they decided they would allow them, people showed up in droves. It was so nice. It was just a wonderful environment. 3 different farms, especially the Grimes. I would have to mention Crystal and, oh my goodness, I've forgotten his name. Jason Grimes, Crystal and Jason Grimes.
Yeah, I was going to say, if my husband is here, he can whip those names out.
They actually influenced the whole state and the state fair board to allow Highlands. Brianna and I, had just met Annie Howell, and I'll be darned if she didn't get in her truck and drive all the way here to fit our cattle so that we could show them, and we had the best time ever.
She's funny.
The reason I mentioned Taylor Blake, so she was one of the girls that we met at this Airbnb. We stayed there. We also met Taylor Blake. Taylor, oh my goodness, what a personality, right? So she's got millions of followers, and she's such a hoot. Couldn't have had a better time staying there with her. But she also, if you don't know, she runs this rescue rehab Knuckle Bump Farm. And she's got the biggest heart. She's amazing. I think she actually lives with these animals as if they are her family. They all have people names, right?
Yes. So do I.
They're up, and the 2 of them going to Starbucks and everything, having a great old time. I don't remember who took who to the airport. We took her, she took us. Anyway, they trade numbers. I'm sitting on his parents' back porch, watching our cattle and things. She flips her computer open and is having a live FaceTime or something with Taylor. Taylor's in her laundry room. And she says to Brianna, "What is it you wanted from my farm?" And I'm a parent looking at her like, "You asked for what from somebody?" And Brianna's like, "A cow?" I'm like, oh my gosh. And sure enough, Taylor sends her a cow.
Oh, wow.
Mini Highland cross with a Belted Galloway.
Oh, awesome.
Real cookie looking, beautiful cow. And Taylor has, I don't know if it's, well, it's always part genetic and part how you raise it. But this little, and it's not a cow, sorry. The cattleman's going to correct me. It's a steer.
Heifer? Oh, it's a steer. Okay.
It's not even, okay. It's not a cow. It's not a heifer.
Steers make the absolute best pets. They're wonderful.
Oh, he's wonderful with the children and with our program. Anyway, so she got a cow from this one little.
I love it.
We had. But we go back once a year to that event as a vendor, and she came out at the very first week knowing how to draw blood for preg tests, and now they've got the, be able to set an IV in the neck, and it's just amazing stuff we've learned. but also just the confidence. And now working with these programs that, of course, a free cow, you can't sneeze at that.
Right?
Anyway, she is now our hostess and she runs these programs. So she will do things like we'll always have like a snack. So a root beer float, or we'll have a pudding bar or a yogurt bar,
Oh,
depending on
yum.
the time of day. And then she will do like a little watercolor class, or what are some other things you've done?
Paint rocks.
Rock painting, or well, we did
Basically, feed and brush the cows.
yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
When we've
That's
got mini
great.
donkeys too. So if you don't have donkeys, you need a mini donkey.
I do.
You do?
I want a mini woolly donkey.
Oh, I know.
I have 7 mini donkeys.
Yes.
That's how many we
That's
had.
what we have to.
And I have 4 mini ponies. But my mini ponies they can be a bit naughty. I have 2 that are naughty and 2 that are really good.
Okay. We haven't started the mini ponies yet.
Dad's over there going in. We're not going to. Yeah, Cowgirl Confidence. If anybody has not heard of it, hasn't seen it, looked it up, you can find them on Facebook. It is a great program for anybody starting out, and even for people that are new, but they have some cattle background. It's a great place to go and hang out. And it's mostly all women that are there.
They're doing a couples one as well now. Anyway. Yeah, so a little plug for Kim Clayton and Clayton Farms are doing. We also got to know the Cupcake Kettle Company.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
I love Laura and Sulin.
Yes, I don't
they're
think we've had
wonderful.
them on yet, but they are. We got our first mini heifer from them, and we're looking forward to. We just started breeding her. We're looking forward to that. She is, of course, she was dressed as you can imagine if you know them.
Mm-hmm.
Their Christmas card before we bought her. So she was dressed a little tutu. She was also part of a little swimming pool party. And
Yes.
it
Yeah.
sounds foo-foo, but the 2 of them are very, very bright. They're the best mentors.
They are. They are good. And Sulin she has her doctorate and has learned so much about the cattle and is very helpful with that.
She's
The
very good
medication
at
side of it.
scientific research. She brings
Mhm.
the research into, what's the best nutrition and what's the best. Yeah, she's awesome.
So you guys got started doing this how long ago?
5 or 6.
With the Highlands and probably the agritourism stuff maybe 4 years ago, and just became 501c approved last July. So we were kind of just doing it because we wanted to give back. We've been blessed. Our son is now an eye doctor. He just married a wonderful young girl that he's been dating for 5 years. She's a pharmacist. I mean, we are blessed.
Yes.
And so we wanted to try to, give back.
That's so awesome. So how do people just schedule, or how does that work on your end to come see you?
We have, so it's kind of fun. I have a friend, Tina Hines. I'll put a little plug out there for her. We've been friends since 5th grade. And when I decided to retire, it took me a while. I tried to retire and it didn't stick. I kept going back to work. But I had a little notebook and she and I would write ideas. When I retire, we're going to. And we had all these different things we're going to do. And most of them had to do with the farm. And so, and most of them had to do with folks with special needs. Because she has someone with special needs and I have Brianna, and they had things they liked to do and things they didn't like to do. And so we just filled this book up with things. Anyway, so what was I saying? We started doing things that would make us some money. I hadn't thought about doing a nonprofit and, asking for donations. And so we started doing things like custom tours, having people come in, and we still do that. We started selling things. We had a greenhouse. I'm terrible at raising plants. My friend Tina's really good. I kill things. She raises things. We had kids in from a group called Hancock Possibilities. We let them replant flowers for Mother's Day. We were doing all kinds of ideas, but we mostly do tours. We also do events. We'll do several events. We call them we have cow concerts. The cows are not instruments, but we have local talents here, and then we'll charge a minimal ticket amount to come in. Sometimes we'll have vendor tables. Sometimes the vendors will give us a certain percent of what they make. What else do? We have we do hay rock.
Nice.
Yeah, we Brianna has shows people how to tie-dye t-shirts. We have hay rides. We do
Wow.
painting pumpkins sometimes.
So you guys are busy all the time in your retired world.
Yeah, I still haven't quite figured out how to just sit back and retire, but we are having fun.
That's
And
good.
we also taking the cows to some of these long-term residential facilities is just we
wants
are
in the
having a
camera.
great time, and hopefully we are expanding. You know what some of these groups get to do. We found a group at A&W Root Beer. They had stopped for their field trip, and the lady taking them off the bus said, our field trips are places like we stop to get root beer, or we go to Walmart, or, I said, well, gosh, you can get root beer and pet a cow at my house. And so, I think we're opening up things for people. So
That is
it's
so
really,
awesome. This is not an easy process, though. Was not an easy process getting going. I mean, I know because I've been helping a guy with his monkey sanctuary. That's a 503c, but he is a sanctuary. He is, the things that you have to go through and all of that to get there. But also, you have to have insurance to cover, also, like special insurance for all of this.
and it's very specific, and it's different by state. And I mean, it's very specific. You have to have certain verbiage on signs in different places. I mean, it even has to have a certain font of a certain level, a certain color,
Oh, wow.
signage in the yard, which is that's simple stuff. But when we first did it, the very first group we had out was a group that Brianna really enjoyed, but they didn't have as many activities as she liked. It was the young adults. And so when we brought them out, the first thing that happened is we didn't have any handicap facilities. And so the first thing that happened is the toilet actually got pulled off the wall.
Oh,
Pipes
okay.
in her, so it was fine, but it was
Yeah.
a mess.
Right?
So we had but porta potties. We didn't have the right parking arrangements. Just little things like that. But yes, the insurance, very specific, black and white about like our hay rides. We have 4 different pastures, and we also lease different pastures, and some of them are across the street. If the hayride goes out onto the road, even if it's just across the street, we're no longer covered. So very specific things. Petting zoos, certain folks will not cover that.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of funny. So it's like you can look at my cows, but do not pet them.
Right?
You just have to really read the fine print. And of course, I mean, our big thing is safety. You just really want to be safe. We've had, of course, he can make anything. I mean, I will give him that. He can make anything. We've got videos you can see on our website of some of my happiest moments since I've been retired. And it's when we can find, it's like that no man left behind thing. But when we can find a way to include every single person that shows up on our farm. So we'll have a group. Sometimes the groups are only 4 people. Sometimes they'll show up with 3 different arms of the same organization, if you will. So like shares will come out, and there'll be one from a Shelbyville or a different, 3 different towns will bring all at once. And there might be one person who cannot transfer to whatever we're using, if it's golf carts or side-by-sides, and that one person cannot transfer. He will run out to the barn and build something that is safe and sturdy that can work on one of our trailers.
Oh, that's so
We're
awesome.
back in business. Everybody can move from pasture to pasture.
Oh.
It's just so it's a challenge for him, but for me, it's just very, I don't know, it's fulfilling to me. I grew up with a sister with cerebral palsy and epilepsy, and we grew up at one of the children's hospitals. So all of these people are someone's sister or daughter or, like
Yeah.
family.
That
So
is so awesome. It just gives me goosebumps because it just sounds so fun. I I don't have as many people as I thought I would calling me up asking if they can come see the cows. I don't know if they're afraid or what, but I'd be more than happy to show them around.
Oh, you'd be surprised if they thought they
If
could.
I opened it up, yeah,
Yes.
I'm sure.
The agritourism.
Oh my
The
goodness.
agritourism.
Um,
So is that on a schedule? How does the agritourism work?
Each state has specific. Indiana is great about agritourism. I think it's just because agriculture is so big in Indiana that they try to make laws that make it easier and better.
Mhm.
It's good and it's getting better even. But like you said, one of the biggest things is insurance. It's the
Yeah.
hardest thing to get yourself covered where you feel comfortable, like you're not going to lose your house. If-
Yeah, I see it's becoming really popular in Nebraska, in our area. I know our neighbors are a part of agritourism. They had a big bus come out here not too long ago. They fed them. They weren't here very long, but they fed them, and they were traveling around looking at other farms.
There are a couple of things I would say about agritourism. Just for me, I'm sure you've got other things to tell people, but one thing, the challenge is food. Indiana's getting better about smothering you with laws about food. It helps to partner with people who will donate, like our local butchers would donate barbecue, things like that. That's the best situation. But once you get into providing food, it gets complicated.
I
But
bet it
everybody,
does, especially
yeah,
with allergies. It just dawned on me that
allergy and just doing things safely at the right temperature, all that kind of thing. So that's a complication. Food's a complication. Insurance. The other thing people don't think about with petting zoos, so we've been doing this, not publicly, but we have been hosting people at our farm for 6 years. Having babies, everybody wants babies. You've got hundreds.
I know.
You have to be breeding. You have to have a plan. You have to have socialization of animals for people to be able to just walk up and feed and pet and brush.
Mhm.
So we have people come and they want to buy, oh, I need a donkey and I need a cow because I'm going to have a petting zoo. You need more than one of each. Personally, I don't believe you can have just a cow and a donkey because they're not friends.
They need to be friends. My donkeys and cows don't hang out unless there is only one of them for some reason in an area, which never happens now. But I will have my donkeys in one corner of a pasture. My donkeys might be here in the pasture. My mini horses might be here. And then I feel like my cows will even segregate into groups too. It's kind of crazy.
All these animals bond and they bond with their own species.
They do.
And, I mean, I'm really big on animal behavior. I
Mhm.
love to see the personalities and things. And I just think donkeys need donkeys, cows need, this is me. I think they need, anyway. And then
I
also
agree.
they mature and people want to pet the little ones. They want to pet the babies. They want a picture with a baby. And so you have to have a plan beyond this year.
I can have the most tame cow that comes up. I've got one that'll give me hugs for treats, except for I don't let her do it during fly season. She doesn't realize she's got big horns on her head sometimes.
we have one you can put a 20% protein cube in your mouth. He'll give her a kiss and take it right out of her mouth.
Oh gosh, that's
You let
funny.
me dog lick
He doesn't
me.
even let the dogs give him a kiss. But you
That's
mentioned flies.
hilarious.
That's why he's mentioning this. He's like, oh
Yeah.
my.
Yeah, that happens. But they're dang babies. Oh, I spend so much time trying to get them to butter up to me before they're weaned. And they're little stinkers.
Stinkers.
But once they get some cake, once they get that protein cake, and they figure out how good that is, then they come around. They are
Drive out in the field and giving them sweet treats, and then before you know it, they'll be up
They're
by
not
the
even-
golf cart.
They're
and-
not even sweet treats. It's the 20% protein.
Yeah.
We call them
It's the
snack treats, but
but they get a taste of that and they're all for it.
we are buddies then. Once they're weaned and they like the treats, it's
My problem is I get so attached. That's why I have so many.
yeah.
I get
You
way
know-
too attached. At one time, I had 13 bulls because I liked them all. My husband's like, "What are you going to do with them?"
And then you keep them away from heifers that
Yeah.
could be coming in the cycle. It's just constant moving cows around.
It
Oh,
is. So my husband started making me go take my bulls up and get them collected for heifer sex. So I would stop keeping bulls. I won't eat my own pets. Even my commercial cattle. We have commercials too. Those we get our beef from my neighbor because I won't eat my own pets. So I don't know. Sean's either going to have to figure out a deal where he sets up a locker appointment and tells me it's the neighbors if he wants me to eat my own, and I never tell me any different. But yeah, I had to learn the hard way.
Scottish Highlands have a nutritional value of salmon, and it's better for you than chicken, is what we've researched.
I have heard that. I've also been told. Have you tried it?
We've
Have you
tried
had
it
I have not
from
yet.
steer that we bought and sold. But yeah, in my opinion, I couldn't tell much different, but I didn't need enough of it. It was just a burger.
Yeah. We didn't
So-
get the steaks. We didn't.
I've
Try-
been told that it's better than any other beef out there.
Yeah.
So, I have some friends that are supposed to be hooking me up with some to try. So, hopefully, we'll get to try some. I stopped naming because there's way too many bulls out there. People really need to start steering those, and they make awesome pets. I don't know how many steers you have at your place, but my steers make awesome pets, and they make awesome babysitters
Oh my God.
for calves. They're like the best babysitters ever for your weaned calves. So,
Yeah, that's Augie for us. He
Oh
was
my
our
gosh.
first bottle-fed baby,
uh-huh.
and he's out there right with him, laying with him, and the mothers are off grazing.
Yeah.
I have a picture. We have a carport we put out there just for shade and windbreak. And I have a picture of him, the very first, I don't know what, he was maybe 2 years old as a steer. We put him out there with all the cow-calf pairs. And they parked all their babies in this carport. And he's just sitting there. I'm like, it's Uncle Augie and the babies. It was the cutest thing.
I have a gal that got a bull from me, and I sent a steer at the time for a companion because I believe that there needs to be two, and she had other cattle, but Uncle Chuck takes care of all the babies out there, the Highland babies, the commercial babies.
Isn't that funny?
He takes care of everybody.
Uh-huh.
But Sean keeps asking me why I have all these steers, and I said, well, everybody needs a babysitter.
Yeah. And our breed, we have a breeding bull that is this big silver Aka, and he's gorgeous, big neck, and he looks so, I don't know, he's just big and beautiful, and he stalks around real slow, and he makes this kind of growling noise. But Augie, Uncle Augie, if we haven't separated for very long, when they see each other, they're bros. When they see each other, this big old silver bull that looks so big and mean will go over and just kind of rub noses. Like, oh my
Yep.
gosh. They've got this whole bromance thing going on because they missed each other.
Yeah, we have that too. Mid-size. He was supposed to be 42 inches, but he's not 42 inches. He's way bigger. He slipped on some ice or did something and broke his lateral phalanges in all three different places. And I was giving him 52 pills a day, meloxicam and gabapentin. But I could put him in with all of my mini bulls, and he was just the big old babysitter. He loves when he gets to see some of the little ones that he had been with before.
Yeah, see, this is what I love about Highlands. I mean, first of all, they're very docile and easy to socialize to humans. So when we have the folks with challenges or we'll have a group from a longer term residential, somebody that can't see further than right here, they'll be very gentle. They'll be so just so nice and gentle. And I love that. But I love watching their behaviors and how they'll connect with each other, and they bond not only with other animals, but it's almost like certain Highlands will pick a human and bond with that human. The one that he was talking about that actually, I know it sounds really crazy, and people are going to look at me like I'm crazy because
Nah.
if they don't know me, well, maybe I'm crazy, but this one bull, I named him Emilio Estevez. If anybody knows who that is, it's going to age me. I had to name 5 cows all at once. So I named them Emilio Estevez, Molly Ringwald, Ali Sheedy, Judd Nelson. I don't know. Anyway, I had to name them all after these one actress from one movie or anyway. Emilio Estevez was feral. He was wild. He was not even nice. He would rear up with his horns and try to stick my husband like goats do when they're fighting. He was
Or trying to halter break him is the only time he does it.
He was gorgeous. I wanted to halter break him, and he was just mean. But we had a lady who was a good friend of mine now, just through the Highlands.
Yeah.
But this bull, Emilio, totally feral, lives in the jungle over on our 10 acres that's not attached to us. This lady who came to speak to us about redemption and forgiveness and wonderful things said, I want to go meet that pretty cow. The pretty cow. I said, no, that is a mean bull. He is not friendly. I call him murder cow.
Oh,
And I know I'm saying cow. I
yeah,
understand.
that's okay.
Anyway, she made me take her into this jungle, this place I call the jungle. And she called him, and I'll tell you what, he picked her. He came out of the creek. I said, he won't come to you. She's calling him Mimi. I'm like, do not call him Mimi. He's a mean animal. He came up out of the creek, walked all the way to the golf cart, and they have been friends ever since. She's the one that taught him to do the little kissy thing.
Oh, this is that bull.
And now
Oh,
he
my
lets
gosh.
people pet him on the head, feed him by hand. He lets us do the little kissy thing.
Oh, that's crazy.
I don't understand it, but I do think
That's-
sometimes an animal picks their human to bond with.
It will happen, I think, too.
I'll still do anything for treats.
And they do like the protein treats. They do like the protein treats.
Yeah. So is he still a bull or is he a steer now?
Still a
Still a
bull.
bull.
Still a bull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't steer anything unless we sell them and they say that they want it steered.
And we are considering, I know we're probably going to get hate comments, but we are considering, butchering and what we would do for that. And there's a lot of opinions around us that they don't need to be steered early to butcher. I don't know. I know lots of people say you got to steer
I think
them.
it's the most humane thing, but we banned. They get Banamine. I always give mine Banamine versus cutting. I don't know if there's controversy on which one is truly a better option. Now, for me, when I look at it, I can tell you which one I'd prefer if I was that animal.
And a calf at 6 or 7 days old is the best, but you never know what's what around here.
There's so many people who still want to keep them intact, and I agree they're two angles.
Feel like if they are not bull quality, if I don't feel they're bull quality, they get steered. And there's probably only, there's 13 bulls. If I would not breed them or replace something, I'm not at 13 bulls anymore, or replace something and retain it myself, it gets steered. Those, to me, they make great pets. And sometimes I'm learning that they need to be beef. It's part of it. And we have actually talked about, now he's going to have to take these to my grandpa's, so I don't have a lot of contact with them, because if I did, they wouldn't go anywhere. So he's going to have to keep them at grandpa's. And if he tells me that he takes something in a week or whatever later, it seems to be easier on me than if he says, I'm taking so-and-so to town today. I'm like, instant tears rolling. So
if you do start doing much with agritourism, that is a very sensitive topic. These Highlands are so popular, and I mean, look at them. They are grass puppies.
they can be, yeah.
Just want to look at them and hug them and take pictures, and I understand it. I do.
Yeah.
But thank goodness, once you get to like that, 13 bulls, it's a different.
I finally have sold. I have 8 still.
We have 6. Oh,
So I have 8 no, 2 of them now. I sold one. 2 of them are Mayaka registered cleanup bulls, and then I have the other ones that
Well, you're doing a great job. I mean, my goodness, you're doing a good job.
it's a lot, but I love it. I wouldn't trade it either. I am a radiology tech. I'm currently retired. I keep my license up. I went from radiology to boutique life, and I traded clothes for cows. So, and I really like it because it's my therapy. And so I can see how therapeutical it would be for so many people, and to have that are in your area is just absolutely awesome. I think it's great. And do you guys have anything else that you want to add before I close out that you can think of that you want to mention?
Do you guys try to schedule spring calving? Yeah, that's with us. We try to have little calves on the ground all year round, so people,
Because of agritourism.
just because people love seeing them run up to the fence. And
The only time, well, we were year round. Then we tried to do some syncing up because it was with so many, where we have so many, and we use a lot of our commercials. And when I started out the long way, when I was trying to do high parks, I mean, I started with registered British whites and white parks. So I use those now as surrogates to recep cows. But to keep everybody separated and have the area for it made it hard. So we have started trying. Last year was our first attempt to sync up. So then I should not have, but maybe 2 or 3 calving after the middle of July and usually I like to have them in September, but somehow we missed that this year. We're in November. And so then we've tried to sync up this group. So then I'll have those calves here, and the ones that are getting ready to leave that we're working with to get tame to go, those will be available about any season. It's hard. And the only reason why I don't like it to do July and August here is fly strike.
yes,
If you've lost one to fly strike, you know. And
We had
we have.
first calf, and it's because mother wouldn't lick
Keep her
its
flat.
rear end off. That
Didn't keep her
colostrum poop was terrible.
We have to shave their butts. Even in the wintertime, we have to shave some of them. It is terrible. It sticks to them. It's ooey gooey. And when you're shaving their butts, it can be a hot mess.
so quick.
Yeah. Yep.
We don't
It's
have those laws
crazy.
yet,
Yeah.
but it was bad.
It is. Well, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys being on. It was so fun talking to you. And you guys are out there doing remarkable things. I love it. I love the name. You
Thank
guys
you.
are awesome. And we'll let you do a shout out and say, hi, Taylor Blake.
Hi, Taylor.
Hopefully she'll be watching this episode. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Horns and Hooves. We'll be back next week with some more guests.